I'm Jonathan Merryman, joined by Regan Smith here at the NASCAR Hall of Fame, where a lot of news came out today involving NASCAR's top 3 series. One of the biggest ones that was announced was a chase format being implemented across all 3 national touring series. Chairman and CEO Brian France laid it all out for us.
I think it's important that they understand how difficult it's going to be when they get to the next level. Fans love elimination style. They love the emphasis on winning, and so that'll be a welcome addition in both those series. But I think for the drivers, I think it's also important that they get conditioned to what it's going to take to make them better prepared to handle the next level.
Now things are going to be a little bit different in the chase in those lower 2 series. We're going to have 7 races. It's going to be 3 rounds, 12 drivers eligible in the Xfinity series, only 8 in the truck series. How do you think this is going to play out when it comes playoff time in the fall?
Well, I mean, it's going to obviously be a huge change. We're going to go into the last 7 races of the season now with the Xfinity series in particular. We're going to say, hey guys, we're going to reset everything, start all over again. Guys that maybe had a bad start to the season but got quick as the year went on, they're going to be back into the mix in this thing. It's going to make it exciting across the board from that standpoint. Same with the truck series. Instead of going into Homestead this year, guys having a 20-point lead or a 30-point lead or whatever it might be, we're going to have to go there and race hard. The entire race from start to finish, you got to be the first guy of those 4 to get the championship, and it's going to add a whole nother element.
Something else that's interesting is the Dash for Cash. You could say it's heating up a little bit. They announced that they were going to go to a heat race format for those 4 Dash for Cash races. As someone who's been a part of that, what's your take on that?
I love the Dash for Cash rule change. I personally am a big proponent of heat races. I think it's going to add something completely new to the sport. Those races in particular, there's going to be a lot of storylines because you're going to have the heat races. We're going to take 2 guys that are the regulars out of those heat races. We're going to say, hey, you guys are going to go out and run in the next race for the $100,000 bonus. You're going to have 2 guys from the second heat race. Same thing. You're going to go run for the $100,000 bonus. It's going to be a lot more build-up to get that $100,000 instead of just automatically clipping into it from the race before. Now you got to work each week twice as much to win that $100,000.
And lastly, in the Camping World Truck Series, we see NASCAR bringing in a caution clock, a 20-minute clock that resets whenever the caution comes out or when the caution comes out at the end of that 20-minute clock, and the clock will also be turned off inside of 20 laps to go. So a lot of numbers, a lot of complexity there, but at the end of the day, what's your take on the caution clock of the Truck Series?
Well, I think by the time this is all done, we're going to be math majors at some of this stuff. But with that said, there's a lot that we're going to have to wait and see with this caution clock. The caution clock at a race like Charlotte is going to mean something completely different than it does at a race like Bristol. So the teams are going to sit down every week before they get to the racetrack, the crew chiefs, the drivers, the team engineers. They're going to say, how many laps can we run? Can we go an entire segment without pitting if we want to stretch this out? It's gonna have to evolve as we go, and we're gonna learn this as we go to each different style racetrack, and it's gonna be something for the fans to watch, pay attention to as it carries on.
And coming up later in the week, we're gonna have more in-depth analysis of these changes that NASCAR decided to make and announced today at the Charlotte Motor Speedway Media Tour. But for now, he's Regan Smith. I'm Jonathan Merryman. Thanks for watching, and stay logged on to NASCAR.com.